All right, so we're diving into Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, Chapter 1. Get ready, because by the end of this deep dive, you'll be able to answer anything anyone throws at you about this chapter. Okay, so we're starting off. It's almost Harry's 13th birthday. And of course, he's stuck with the Dursleys. Not exactly a party atmosphere, is it? He's really missing the magic. And you know what happens? A bunch of owls show up with some pretty cool stuff.
You know, it's more than just owls with mail. It's almost like they bring this sense of hope with them. Like, you can try and suppress Harry's magic all you want, but you can't keep it down.
No, you can't. And the gifts they bring. From Ron, the sneakoscope, which, yeah, Ron even mentions it might not be the most reliable. But still.
A very Ron gift.
It is. And then from Hermione, the broomstick servicing kit. Talk about a friend who knows you well.
She is on top of it, isn't she?
She is. But then we have Hagrid's gift. Oh, Hagrid, the Monster Book of Monsters. You have to strap this book closed with a belt.
Yeah, that's a little more than ominous, isn't it? That's like Rowling giving us a sign, like, watch out. Things are going to get a little crazy.
A little bit. I think more than a little bit. The book itself is like a symbol. Like those snapping jaws, that's like all the stuff Harry's going to be dealing with.
Yeah, it's great foreshadowing.
I mean, that's Hagrid for you, though, right? And he's got to make a big entrance. But okay, moving on from the monstrous gift.
Yeah.
Those letters from Ron and Hermione, that's what I call friendship.
Yeah.
Makes you forget all about the Dursleys for a minute.
Absolutely. Like a warm hug. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Those letters are so important for Harry. They remind him that he belongs. He's got people who care. Like when Ron apologizes for the whole shouting about Hogwarts on the phone thing. So sweet and so insightful.
He's such a young boy.
Exactly. And Hermione, always one step ahead. Sending Hedwig with the gifts so the muggles don't muss things up. I mean, it's a small detail, but it's so Hermione.
She really is something else. She's not just smart. She's a true friend. She gets Harry. And looks out for him.
Always. Okay, but you know what else we find out in this chapter? Big news. The Weasleys. They won the Daily Prophet Grand Prize Galleon Draw. They're going to Egypt. Talk about a change of pace from the usual Weasley craziness.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's a stark contrast, isn't it? On the one hand, you got the Weasleys. They're off on this grand adventure. But then there's Harry stuck at Privet Drive. Yeah. It just makes you feel for him, you know? He wants that magic so badly.
It does. It's like Rowling was showing us that even in the magical world, things aren't equal.
Oh, for sure. Money talks, even for wizards.
And speaking of, well, not money, opportunity. You know, with Harry's Hogwarts letter, there's something else. A Hogsmeade permission form.
Ooh, that form. Talk about a tease. You know, Harry would give anything to go to that magical village.
Are you kidding? He just wants to belong somewhere. And Hogsmeade, that's like wizard heaven. But he needs a Dursley signature.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
I know.
It's just not going to happen.
Uncle Vernon, signing that form. About as likely as seeing Dudley turn into I don't know, a ballerina. But we're just getting started here. There's so much more to this chapter. I can't wait to keep going.
Let's do it. This is just the tip of the iceberg. It's interesting, isn't it, how Rowling takes, like, normal everyday stuff and uses it to tell us about the characters. I mean, look at the Dursleys. They're obsessed with looking normal, right? Keeping up appearances. But what's that really about? They're afraid.
Afraid.
Yeah. Afraid of anything different, anything outside their little bubble.
That makes sense. Like, they freak out about magic.
Exactly. Magic. That's like the ultimate threat to their world. It's unpredictable. They can't control it.
And they can't control Harry either, can they?
Nope. But it's deeper than that. They don't just hate magic. They hate anything that's, well, different. Remember when they tried to stop Harry from even talking about Hogwarts?
It's awful. Like, they want to just crush any bit of magic in him.
It's almost like emotional abuse, isn't it? Trying to make him deny who he really is.
It's tough to read, honestly. But Harry, though, he's strong. You got to give him that.
Oh, absolutely. He's got this inner strength. Like, even Voldemort couldn't crush it.
It's inspiring. I mean, he could just give in, but he doesn't. He's not going to let them define him.
That's what makes him a hero. It's not just the fighting Voldemort stuff. It's this. He's fighting the darkness, but it's coming from inside his own house.
That's deep.
Makes you think, doesn't it? Sometimes the hardest battles are the ones closest to home. Fighting those negative voices. The people who try to hold you back.
Wow. Really makes you see the story in a whole new light.
Yeah.
Okay, but speaking of darkness, did you see that bit about the Muggle witch burnings? The medieval ones?
Oh, yeah. Chilling stuff.
It's like a reminder, you know?
Yeah.
that this fear of magic, it's not just a made-up thing, it's real history.
Absolutely. It gives the story more depth. Like, Rowling connects the past with the present. Fear, intolerance, it's always there, just in different forms.
That's a good point. And you know what's funny? She uses humor to kind of lighten it up a bit, like the wizards and witches using those flame-freezing charms to pretend they're in pain.
Oh, yeah, I loved that part.
It's like even in the worst situations, they're not giving up. They're still fighting back in their own way.
It's their spirit, you know? The Dursleys could never.
Never. They're too stuck in their own fear. Okay, but let's go back to that Hogsmeade permission form. Really? What do you think? Is there any chance Harry's getting that signature?
From Uncle Vernon, not a snowball's chance.
But it's not really about the signature, though, is it?
What do you mean?
It's about Harry growing up, wanting to be independent. He wants to experience the magic, but on his own terms.
Makes sense. He's not content with just letters and gifts anymore. He wants to be immersed in it.
Hogsmeade, it's like the ultimate symbol of that, right?
Yeah.
All those wizard shops, the atmosphere, the people, it's everything he's missing at Privet Drive.
You're right. And it's right there, so close, but he can't have it. Talk about frustrating. But I don't know, I have a feeling Harry's not going to give up that easily. He's got that Gryffindor fire in him, that little bit of rebel.
Oh, yeah. He's resourceful and brave.
Yeah.
But most importantly, he's starting to realize, he's got power too.
You mean like with magic?
Well, yeah.
Huh.
But also just in himself. Remember how he handles the monster book?
Oh, yeah. Like, it's nothing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's foreshadowing, I think.
Yeah.
He's learning to face his fears and take control of his own life.
Wow, I didn't even think of it like that.
This whole chapter, it's like a setup. We see those first signs of Harry wanting more,
Yeah.
He's not a little kid anymore.
And the Dursleys, they just can't contain him.
Nope.
It's going to be an interesting ride, that's for sure.
No, totally. This is just the beginning. It's funny how Rowling uses like little symbols to make you think about things.
Yeah.
Like think about how Harry gets his Hogwarts letter right in the middle of all his birthday stuff.
Yeah. It's like competing with the gifts for attention almost. Exactly. And that's the whole point. What's more important to Harry? Those amazing gifts from his friends.
Or Hogwarts.
Yeah. Even though he's surrounded by all this love, his mind's already at Hogwarts. That's where he wants to be.
Like we're seeing what's going on inside his head.
Yeah.
Right? Being stuck with the Dursleys but wanting the magic so badly.
Totally. And then, remember that newspaper clipping Ron sends about the Weasleys winning the lottery?
Oh, yeah.
It's like another world, isn't it? Full of magic, possibilities, and it's right there, but Harry can't reach it.
Not yet, anyway.
It makes you feel for him,
Big time. Like
Yeah.
it's showing us how trapped he feels.
Exactly. Okay, but there's one detail in this chapter, it always gets me, that description of Harry's scar.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a physical reminder, of
Right.
everything he's been through. That darkness and Voldemort, still out there.
It's a lot for a kid to deal with.
It is. And, it makes him famous, sure, but it also makes him vulnerable. And the Dursleys, they don't get it.
They don't get any of it.
Like, they want him to just pretend it never happened.
Rowling's good, though, right?
It-
You really feel for Harry. You get why he wants to escape so badly.
She's a genius. This whole chapter, it's more than just setting up the story. It's about identity, belonging, fighting against people who try to hold you down.
It's deep stuff.
It is. And you know what? I think it's a message for everyone, not just Harry. We all have our struggles, right?
No, for sure.
But like Harry, we have a choice. We can choose hope. We can find our people, our place.
Like Hogsmeade for Harry.
Yeah. So keep that in mind, okay? When you're reading the rest of the book, pay attention to those little details, those emotions. That's where the real magic is.
I love that. Okay, well, that's about it for this deep dive. But before you go, we want you to think about something. What would you do if you were Harry? How would you deal with the Dursleys, with everything he's going through? Keep those questions in mind as you read the rest of Prisoner of Azkaban. Happy reading.